Former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ohio Governor John Kasich, they're teaming up to reform the California Republican Party. Joining us now is the chair of the GOP in California. His name is Jim Brulte. Jim, welcome to the program.
Glad to be here.
I got to call this a rescue mission. Forgive me for saying that, sir, because the GOP is not in great shape in California. What change to the structure and policies of the Republican Party would you like to see that would revitalize the party in California?
Well, the problem with the California electorate, as far as Republicans are concerned, is we're one of four majority states. Republican registration in California has been declining since Ronald Reagan was president, and by the way, it declined through the Schwarzenegger administration. So one of the things we keep doing here in California is trying to encourage our elected officials and our candidates to go into communities that historically don't vote Republican and make a case as to why our policies are better. And let me just tell you, the Democrats have turned this state into an abysmal mess. And that's going to become very evident over the next 2 or 3 years.
Am I right in saying that 40% of the California electorate is Hispanic? Is it that level at this point, 40%?
Oh, yeah. There are more Latinos in California than there are non-Hispanic whites in California.
Well, then it's extremely difficult to fight that because the Hispanic vote is in lockstep with the Democrats who promised them citizenship and voting rights.
Oh, yeah. Republicans have always underperformed within the Hispanic community in California. We underperformed when Ronald Reagan underperformed Democrats when Ronald Reagan was governor. We did it when Governor Schwarzenegger was governor. But we can make a case here. Look, while Donald Trump and Washington's trying to crack down on MS-13, California's turned itself into a sanctuary state. They don't mind having illegal alien felons here, but they've also let, over the last 5 years, 40,000 felons out of state prison. We're experiencing the result of that now. In the last 2 years, the crime rate's up 16%, unless the violent crime rate's up 16%. So our policies work. We just need more candidates to get out of their comfort zone and go into communities that don't normally vote Republican.
On almost every issue, California seems to be a different country. It's not in lockstep with the rest of the country at all. I don't know what you can do about that. What are you going to do?
Well, you know,
how can you win if you've got an electorate 40% Hispanic, heaven knows how many Greenies, government worker unions? I mean, you can't win. You can't.
Well, you do it by making a case. Now, first of all, the people in the national media are going to focus on a governor's race and maybe 7 congressional races, but we're going to have over 1,500 elections in California between now and November. And maybe you don't get to take control of the California State Senate, but you can take control of a city council or a county. We've got more Republican county supervisors than there are Democrat county supervisors. There are entities of government where Republicans can win. We can have conservative governance, market-based solutions, not some of this wackadoodle stuff that Jerry Brown and the Democrats in the legislature are doing, which is really penalizing the people of California. If we were our own country, we'd be the 5th largest economy in the world, and yet almost 1 in 4 Californians live in poverty.
That's true.
The Democrats talk about income inequality. We have got the greatest income inequality in California than any other state, and the Democrats are in charge.
Well, keep coming back to us, please, Jim, because we want to know of any progress that you might be making to make California like the rest of us.
Well, thank you, Stuart.
Jim, thanks very much indeed, sir.